Hello everyone, and welcome to part 1 for my series about drivetrains and locomotion in combat robotics. Today I simply want to go over the different types of locomotion that you'll see on combat robot builds. The goal is that by the end of this series you should have all of the info you need to confidently create your own durable drive system. So without further ado, let's get into it and take a look at the different types of locomotion that you'll see in the combat robot world. So first of all, what is a drivetrain? Well, a drivetrain is what we're going to use in our bot to move around the arena and engage with our opponent. Now, as we'll discover in this video, these drivetrains can come in a lot of different shapes and sizes and types, but for now we're going to simply focus on the simplest form of driving, which is wheels. Wheels are by far the most popular choice for moving around a bot. Just like in cars, they are a very effective solution for moving a bot around. They offer a lot of flexibility for the size of wheels that you want to have on a bot. They offer a lot of flexibility for the amount of power that you want to input on the ground and into your opponents, and they are generally the simplest and easiest form of drivetrain you can have. Wheels have a lot of other big advantages that we'll discuss later in the video and later in the series, but first I want to talk a bit about the non-traditional locomotion systems that you'll see in combat robotics. Now, essentially, a non-traditional locomotion movement system is going to be a system that is more difficult to use than wheels, and for using such a system, you are eligible for a weight bonus. I will quickly note that I highly recommend against a first-time builder using a non-traditional locomotion system, and for that reason, I am not going to be talking about them at all in this series after this section of the video. The first and most popular non-traditional locomotion system is going to be a shuffler system. Now, shufflers have become a lot more popular in the last couple years due to a lot of improvements to shuffler systems and a lot of discoveries for techniques to use. They've gotten so good that in some cases they are just as effective or even more effective than wheels. Shufflers are typically going to be characterized by a cam with little legs spinning around it. When the motor goes forward, the legs move it forward. When it goes back, backwards. They're very similar to wheels, however they are a lot more mechanically complicated. Now, there are types of shufflers that deviate from this typical setup. You can have a lot more linkage in the system that's a bit more akin to legs, but if there's only one motor operating the entire system, it's still a shuffler. Next up is going to be Bristle drive robots. Bristle drive bots use a slightly off-balance weapon to create lots of vibration and create enough vibration to kind of wiggle along the floor using brushes that kind of flex along the floor, and that's how they move. I very strongly dislike this type of locomotion. I think it's very boring and I don't know. Next on the docket is going to be Gyrowalkers. Gyrowalkers are similar to Bristlebots in that they use the weapon to move. The Gyrowalkers will accelerate or decelerate or turn the weapon in some sort of way that the gyroscopic precession moves the bot forward. The example I have playing is a very well-known Gyrowalker called Droopy. It moves by accelerating and decelerating different sides of the bot to kind of swing forward. It's really cool. Last but not least, we have the True Walker. A True Walker is characterized by having multiple motors and multiple points of rotation in each leg. They are very, very challenging to build because you have to put so much weight into the motors, and they're generally very, very hard to make durable. Crab Rangoon, the bot that is pictured, is probably the best attempt that I've ever seen for a full combat walker. So that's going to do it for the different types of non-traditional locomotion. I didn't go over any weight bonuses for these NTL methods. That's because they vary a lot by region and by rule set, so if you're planning on building one for an event, please double check the rules to make sure you know what the exact bonus is, and it's possible that your rule set might not even have weight bonuses to begin with. Also, I'll add a little asterisk for flying robots. They are written into some rule sets but don't really exist. Now that we are familiar with the different types of locomotion and combat robots, let's shift our focus back to wheel drive systems. I had a bit more to say about wheels in this video, but I'm just going to move it on to the next section of the series, which is going to be about drivetrain power. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you tune in to the next installment of the series. As always, take care.